Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Easy English podcast. I'm your host, Oliver, and today I want to talk about something which I think is quite useful when studying English. And I've talked about it a few times before, but I've never really done a proper guide or maybe some tips. And that is about how to sound more polite in English. So why do I want to talk about that? Well, for a start, in the English language, especially in those most common Anglosphere countries, so like the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, politeness and informal communication is quite important. More so in the likes of the UK and Canada than the rest, but it's still very important in English. And often when we translate our native language directly into English, it can come across a little bit impolite at times. So it can seem quite direct, maybe very abrupt, and not the politest it can be in English. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with other languages, with direct communication. It's just one of those little problems of translation and cultural differences. I've talked about it before, but there are direct and indirect cultures with language. And the UK, and even to an extent the US, and especially Canada as well, have quite a lot of indirect communication. So more politeness and less direct, harsh speech. Harsh as in maybe quite straight, quite difficult, quite raw speech. Okay, so sometimes, I guess my point is, sometimes even if your English is very, very good, you might accidentally sound a little bit too direct or even a little bit rude. So that's why today I want to specifically help you guys out with some key phrases, maybe some small changes, and some cultural tips to help you sound more polite and therefore, as a result, more natural in English too. So a little bit more like how other people do speak. So, to start with, we're going to look at what I consider the three magic words. And these are the three magic words of politeness, and I would say that they are could, would, and may. So we'll start with a very simple trick today, and that is using these softer words instead of more direct ones. You don't have to do this all the time, by the way. If you're communicating with a close friend, a partner, of course, you don't need to be crazy with all of this politeness all the time because you know each other. But in public or with someone that you know a little less, then these will come in very useful. And if you just want to be extra nice, it's fine too. So for example, instead of you saying, "Give me a coffee," or "Give me the glass," which in English sounds very demanding. So it sounds quite rude based on the culture of our language. In other languages, I know it's totally normal. It's not rude, it's normal. And that's fine. But in English, you should try and say, "Could I have a coffee, please?" Or "May I have a coffee, please?" instead. So using those softer words, particularly even if you don't say please, even using could or may instead of give is a little bit of a a better way to say that. So it's a very small change, but it sounds much friendlier and even more polite. And would is also a great word to make things softer. Instead of using want, for example, like I want to talk to you, you could try and say, I would like to talk to you, or I would like to have a chat with you. So you can notice how it sounds more gentle in English. So whenever you can, you should swap can for could or want for would like. Use some of those softer options. Again, you don't have to do it all the time, but I'm just trying to teach you how people actually do it here. You won't hear people in public say, give me that or give me this. They will say, would you pass me that or would you give me it? It's softer, it's more common, and therefore it is seen as more normal and natural in English. Okay, the next point is, and I've touched on it a little bit before, and that is adding please, thank you, and maybe I appreciate it or something along those lines. So we all know that please and thank you are polite words. They exist in most languages, but in English they are super important. And what I mean by that is that I know in other languages, with my own personal experience of studying Russian, people of course use please and thank you, but they're a lot less important. You don't need to say please all of the time. It's a little bit strange, to be honest, in Russian, and I used to say it all the time. I used to say, like, пожалуйста, пожалуйста, like, please, and people would find it a little bit strange, like I was doing it too much. But in English, this is totally normal, even with friends and family. We use please and thank you with every request and after every answer. So instead of saying send me the file, you could say could you send me the file please? Or instead of saying like call me now, you can say could you call me now please? And adding that please makes it sound a little bit softer in English. And it lets people know that you would like it. You would really like it. Because in English, we express a lot of emotion through the choice of words that we use. Because we have quite an indirect culture, people often don't express directly what they mean. So we tend to choose certain words and styles of speaking or ways to maybe express emotions. So for example, if I said to you, send me that file or that email, it sounds to me in English like quite serious, quite, oh wow, I need to send them that file, it's super serious, he sounds angry at me. Whereas if they say, send me the file, please, even, or could you send me the file, please, it sounds normal. It sounds like a calm, soft request. So it's just one example of how the perspective within the language might be a little bit different from your own native language. And of course, really important again to say thank you at the end. After someone helps you or answers your question or request. A lot of native speakers use I appreciate it, or even in very informal cases, cheers, for example, because it sounds quite warm and sincere. Okay, so sometimes we also in English, and I'm not necessarily recommend that you do this because I think it's quite unnecessary sometimes. But we soften our requests with extra words. So instead of saying, for example, I need help with this, we might say, I was wondering if you could help me with this. Or, I was thinking that you could help me with this. Is that okay? There's a million ways that I could think of saying that one phrase in a more polite, indirect way. Another example, let's say you want to say, come over here. You could say instead, would you mind coming over here for a second? And to me, these second phrases sound so much more natural. And I'm actually almost laughing at them because I realize how stupid it is or how pointless it is to add so many extra words. But again, like I said, this is the culture of the language. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. So just be careful about how direct and short your sentences are. Try to add those softening words to it. Don't stress too much about adding too many words like this. Don't make crazy long sentences for requests. Just follow the basic tips like please, thank you, and could, would, those types of things. Okay, now I've got a couple more points in my notes here, and the next one I think is very important. But very briefly, before I read this next one, I just want to say I'm not going to show an ad or anything, but if you would consider supporting the Patreon, there are lots of additional episodes and content on there every week. I also post the transcripts for the podcasts with a higher quality audio too that you can listen on the Patreon. And you can answer questions, or you can ask me questions and get help and support anytime on Patreon as well. Just comment and I will get back to you fast. So yeah, if you're interested in joining the Patreon, the link is in the description below. As always, I do these videos, the podcasts, completely free of charge. So don't worry if you don't want to support or subscribe. But do remember, I do it completely free. So if you would like to subscribe or help out, I really appreciate it. Okay, let's go to the next point. So avoiding direct no's. Now, sometimes we need to say no. But in English, we often avoid saying it directly or very directly. So instead of saying, no, I can't, we would say something often like, I'm afraid I can't, or I'd love to, but I'm really busy. Usually we would maybe express that we are annoyed or upset that we can't do something, and give a very soft reason as to why we can't, rather than just say, no, I can't. If you want to refuse an offer politely, you could say, that's really kind of you, but I'll have to pass, or unfortunately I can't. And this way you're still polite in English, even when saying no. I guess in English, to me, it seems like no. It is very harsh. It sounds quite serious within the culture of the language. So yeah, I would always recommend using those softer ways to say no. Of course, don't do it for every no. For yes and no questions, of course, you can just say no. But if someone is requesting your time or asking you to do something and you can't or you don't want to, just use that softer approach. Okay. So, let me have a look at my notes, see if there was any more here. Okay, yeah, the final point I would like to talk about, which is very suitable because we are coming towards the end of our conversation together, is ending conversations politely. when you're finishing a conversation, don't just walk away, of course. Don't just say, oh, I'm going, bye. We often use a polite closing phrase. So, for example, we'll say, it was great talking to you, or I enjoyed this conversation, or I've got to go back to work. I hope you have a nice day. It's a simple way to leave a good impression and to leave the conversation politely. My advice to students on this is always just tell the truth. Think about something that you've enjoyed or a reason and use it to basically say goodbye. If you enjoyed talking to that person, say it. Say, I really enjoyed this conversation, but I've got to go. If you hope that they have a nice day, say it. If you don't and you didn't like any of it and you can't wait to leave, then maybe don't say that, but do say like a reason, like even if it literally just is, I have to get going now, or I have to go, goodbye. That's better than nothing. It's better than kind of awkwardly finishing the conversation. So those are my tips for sounding more polite in English. I hope that this was interesting. I know it's quite a maybe complicated or weird topic for learners, particularly if you come from a more direct culture. I understand that other cultures do also have a lot of formal speech, like particularly I'm thinking of my fans or my listeners in Japan, and other countries with a lot of sort of polite language as well. So it will be familiar to some of you, but very strange to others. Thank you so much for listening. It was great talking to you. You see what I did there? I've got to go now and edit this episode to publish it, but I hope that you have a lovely day. And if you could, please subscribe or follow if you're new, and leave a comment about what you enjoyed in this episode. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have an amazing rest of your day. Goodbye.